Welcome to Effective Mind Control. Way back in 1989, Abraham Thomas, an engineer, had an insight about the data processing structure of the human mind. That it is storing, recognizing and filtering patterns of joy, gratitude, optimism. That self-improvement routines can be eliminating stresses, bringing self-awareness and strengthening common sense. The website is getting over 2 million page views from over 150 countries. These podcasts are about knowing yourself, gently, by listening. This podcast offers mind control tips.
The immense inherited and acquired knowledge of your mind controls your thoughts and actions from two control centers. Your limbic system provides emotional animal controls. Your prefrontal regions provide emotion-free common sense controls. These mind control tips provide mental and physical exercises to quiet the emotional regions, leaving your prefrontal common sense regions in charge. With effective mind control, your life will be managed by your common sense.
How do emotions manipulate you?
Do you realize the extent to which your emotions control your life? An aggressive driver, or a summons to the executive floor can suddenly change your worldview. Your limbic system takes over. Your moods surge into anger, or dive into despair, within moments. You are being helplessly overcome by negative emotional signals. Tensed muscles and neurohormonal changes connect your mind to negative data, while inhibiting links to positive thoughts. Despair points to the massive pain in the world. Terrorism, racial disharmony, economic disasters, pollution, overpopulation, corruption, criminal politics. As an awful future appears inevitable, a feeling of fatigue stops any effort to regain normalcy.
Can you change your viewpoints?
This is exactly the situation, which demands a switch of the focus of your mind to joy. You can do it with surprising speed. Both despair and joy are reasonable viewpoints. They are merely conclusions, supported by conflicting choices of facts. These choices are made by your prefrontal regions, or by your limbic system. Your common sense will choose a new set of facts. Music, the arts, good food, creative work. The incredible beauty of the world. The gift of life. Stories of humanity's love, generosity and kindness. Common sense will open convincing reasons to justify itself. You will not need to search for the evidence. Why harm your health and happiness? These tips will switch the focus of your mind to common sense and joyful views. Reach a peaceful and creative state of mind by following some physical exercises and tracking your patterns of thought. Follow this practical route to a better life.
Is peace of mind reversible?
Get back in charge. When your common sense takes control, you experience life through a pure and rational intelligence, which calmly observes misfortune, or defeat. You don't need to keep repeating "no need to worry." A cool view will appear to be completely normal. Your mind will learn to see the usual vexations in life as just events. Once your mind experiences this attitude to life, it will rarely go back to its original troubled views. The rest is easy.
What are search drives?
Peace does not drop in suddenly into a troubled mind. Much of your problems lie in your subconscious. Hidden search drives within you seek solutions to a missed deadline, or an unexpected pink slip, visualized by the different emotional subsystems within you. Such searches go on, while you look at a lunch menu, or chat with your friend. But, when those subconscious searches encounter the painful results of failure, visceral reactions hit you. You may not even be aware of the causes of your discomfort.
What happens when you have a plan?
At the outset, these troubling searches have to be stilled. Have a plan, which clearly faces, not solves, the major problems in your life. This website offers you a self-improvement plan, which unite the different levels of your consciousness to agree to an acceptable life plan. Your urgent search drives will then become still.
Is instant relaxation feasible?
Anger or fear signals are triggered before you know it. Act to reduce the possibility of their being triggered. During the course of a day, Stressful events as well as poor postures will tighten many of the 60,000 muscles in your body. Tensed muscles often remain tightened and do not automatically relax. Tensed muscles trigger irritability, which tenses more muscles in a vicious cycle. You can learn exercises, which can instantly relax your muscles. A relaxed body reduces the prospect of anger, or despair, bringing you closer to the control of your mind by common sense. That is effective mind control.
Can you still your visceral responses?
You have an acceptable life plan and a relaxed body. Even then, traffic snarls, rude colleagues and delayed trips can trigger transient visceral responses. Stress triggers the production of the adrenal hormone cortisol, which supports bodily functions designed to cope with the fight or flight response, including increased heart rate. Simple exercises can disperse the adrenaline and dissipate petty concerns. An awareness of such concerns and swift responses to the consequent subtle symptoms will bring you closer to effective mind control.
How do breathing exercises help?
The nose brain was the original investigator of the environment for primitive animals. Breathing in consciously was a part of that routine. Investigation also required the avoidance of premature emotional judgments. In its vast coded wisdom, nature stills emotions when you investigate. As a byproduct of that logic, your emotions will also be stilled when you consciously breathe. This website presents a few breathing exercises, which are effective in stilling emotions.
How does mindfulness help?
Your mind can switch viewpoints from raw fear to quiet comfort within milliseconds. As an example, the switch could happen when you realize that a snake in the garden is only a garden hose. Your brain has a multi-stage recognition process. In just 20 milliseconds, your limbic system evaluates the hose outlines, links it to a snake and triggers raw fear. It takes 350 milliseconds for your prefrontal regions to identify the hose and still the fear. Those regions focus the mind to recognize the folly of most of your emotions and to still them. The Buddhist practice of mindfulness meditation helps you to focus those regions for effective mind control.
Are the physical symptoms of emotions vital?
In the garden hose case, your limbic system perceives, does a rough approximation, triggers the emotional response of a knot in your stomach, or a tension in your neck. The prefrontal regions do a secondary recognition and common sense takes over. Your mind finally becomes quiet. The Buddhist meditation is a self-awareness process, which focuses the prefrontal regions on the knot or the tension you feel. Self-awareness enables those regions to come to perceive most emotion signals as false alarms and to still them. That leads to the sudden appearance of a surprising and unemotional viewpoint. That is the first real signal of your success in effective mind control. If your viewpoint changes, you have reached common sense, at the highest level of consciousness is taking control.
What follows your success?
Climbing to the top has no meaning, if you don't know when you have actually reached there. You have to savor the feeling. At the top, there is no restlessness about life, resentments, guilt, regrets, or fears. You may almost feel that something is missing in your life. Like observing life from empty outer space. PFR, your common sense, will have taken charge. Recognize the feeling to give it concrete existence.
Is creativity your birthright?
Just as an animal discovers an escape route within milliseconds, your mind has subconscious drives, which intuitively search and locate solutions. If you are stumped, it is because your mind has no answer within its massive database. Your idea will strike the moment it gathers fresh information, or sees a view from a different context. Forcing your mind to search yields only negative emotions. Relax, study the problem, evaluate alternatives and, suddenly, your mind will find the answer. When common sense takes control, you will learn to patiently trust your mind for answers.
Can you add more value?
You have reached. At the highest rational level, you occupy a simple observation mode and effortlessly still the attacks of fear, resentment or anger. Now, encourage the emotions of wonder, love and compassion to enter your mind. These are normal pattern recognition signals, earlier suppressed by negative emotions.
Is life worth living?
You can hardly enjoy a sunset when you feel awful. Unless inhibited, neural circuits will automatically trigger pleasure when you see a flower, or listen to a song. Each person finds his/her own joy. Unhindered, those emotions will flow in effortlessly. Joy is the ultimate gift of life. It is the best answer to the cynical question, is life worth living?
Thank you for listening. These podcasts originate from an unique insight by Abraham Thomas about intuition. Intuitive pattern recognition can eliminate outdated prehistoric memories and switch the controls of the mind within 20 milliseconds. Listen to these podcasts about the physical and mental routines that can abidingly shift your mind from despair to optimism. Modern civilization has eliminated the stresses of the jungle that brutally shortened primitive human lives. The control of emotions can eliminate the remaining self-inflicted stresses and enable mankind to enjoy their inherited lifespan of 120 years.